Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Thursday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, a body has been recovered from the Missouri River just south of Great Falls. Cascade County Sheriff Jesse Slaughter says last night crews recovered the body from the Big Bend area. Slaughter declined at this time to comment if the body could be that of Amy Harding, who was last seen January 26th near a home on Flood Road. Now, the Big Bend area is downstream of the home where Harding lived. The body will now be taken to the state crime lab in Missoula for an autopsy to determine the cause of death and to make a positive identification. Well, the Helena City Commission plans to consider candidates for the permanent city manager position as soon as this summer. The commission held a special meeting over video conference yesterday with a representative from the Novak Consulting Group. Now, the consultants plan to release a community survey next week to get input on what the public wants to see in a manager. They expect to post a job in May, have the commission consider candidates in June, and hold final interviews by July.
We definitely want as much information and as much feedback to make a good, informed, educated decision. So certainly that's something we can incorporate into the process.
Former city manager Anna Cortez left her position in February. Melinda Reed is serving as Helena's interim city manager. Well, 2 residents on Helena's Beatty Street have filed legal action to seek a block on construction of a trailhead expansion adjacent to their property. The residents are seeking a temporary restraining order to block the project after city crews started work on Monday. The plaintiffs say they made a land exchange with the city based on the city not developing the area adjacent to their home, and that the new work goes against that agreement. They say further construction will do irreparable harm to their property. A city spokesperson tells MTN the city plans to oppose the motion but will not comment further on the case. Now, the Beatty Street project has drawn opposition from several nearby residents who have raised concerns about how it will impact their neighborhood. Well, it's now time to check in on the weather scene with Rob Griggs, who's here to bring us some good news about the next 2 days before we head into that Easter weekend.
And the operative, Jeanelle, is the next 2 days.
2 days.
Okay. Yeah, it's not good news after that, especially if you're liking this outdoor, keeping your social distance from folks. That's going to come to an abrupt end Friday night. But let's not worry about that right now. Across the western U.S., gorgeous weather today. You notice that splotch of red there over Nebraska. That's red flag fire warning. Also down into the southeast over South Carolina, red flag fire warnings and high wind advisories. The severe weather yesterday was in Arkansas. Today looks like there's a shot of that in southeast Texas where those thunderstorms could rumble through. 52 right now in Butte with sunshine and a light northwest wind. Look at this, more sunshine in eastern Montana. Billings 41 with some high thin wispy clouds and nary a breath of wind. Also very light winds, 50 degrees and sunshine in Helena. This is sort of a sign of things to come. We'll talk about the nice weather followed by the winter storm in just a little bit. Jeanelle?
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Now, before the pandemic, Montana State University in Bozeman housed about 3,000 students. Well, that number today is down to less than 300. MTN's Annie Johnson brings us an update from Bozeman.
Montana State University students have had to make major adjustments to their school year, including for some students, their housing, the place they've called home for the last couple of months.
Right now we have fewer than 300 students living on campus, and the residence halls are open only to those folks.
In other words,
no guests, no outside visitors, just the people who are supposed to be in their rooms.
And for the other students, MSU encouraged them to stay home if they could.
We've encouraged our students in multiple communications to stay home, to take their courses online, and many of them are, and to find a living arrangement that's less dense.
And at this time, those students who left campus are discouraged from returning.
We appreciate their understanding, but we hope that they can understand that the decisions to not allow them in to get their stuff right now are made out of a concern for health and safety of everyone.
Students say they've noticed a difference.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter, and it's kind of weird too because before spring break, everybody was like, oh yeah, I'll be coming back and everything, and then nobody came back.
Before the pandemic, campus was definitely a very inspiring place to be. You felt great about coming to school, and now it's completely vacant, and it almost doesn't really feel like a college or a campus.
According to Becker, there isn't a specific date when housing will return to normal, but he advises people to pay attention to the current stay-at-home orders in place.
If they need things urgently, if they need medicines, if they need academic supplies, there is a form that they can fill out on the Residence Life website to help them get those items.
Reporting at Montana State University, Annie Johnson, MTN News.
Thanks so much, Annie. Well, the number of confirmed positive coronavirus tests here in Montana jumped another 22. That number now at 354 this Thursday, up from 332 yesterday. The death count remains at 6. Gallatin County again seeing the biggest jump, has 8 new confirmed cases, bringing its total to 128. Yellowstone County adds another 4. That number now 52. Stillwater County reports its first case, a man in his 50s, and the state says 157 people have recovered from the disease so far. Well, U.S. researchers have begun testing another method for a COVID-19 vaccine. They're administering a skin-deep shot instead of the usual deeper jab. The vaccine uses a synthetic DNA, which is newer technology in the medical field. It works by mimicking the generic code of the virus so the body can build immunity against it, but is actually harmless. A separate study suggests that a skin-deep shot of a synthetic DNA sped up the immune response. Well, a new food menu has made its way to Great Falls. It's bringing another cuisine to people under the stress of quarantine. Spices and Spurs owner Cassie Campbell is serving up a whole new level of comfort food. The food truck rolled into town yesterday and aims to fill a new niche created by coronavirus chaos. Campbell works full-time at a restaurant during her slower months, but due to COVID-19, decided to open early this year. And Thrive, a local nonprofit organization in Bozeman, made sure 2,000 spuds were given away to good homes. Yesterday, members with Thrive met outside their building in downtown Bozeman. They gave away potatoes to people who had lost their jobs and families had been laid off. Ashley Mayers-Jones with Thrive started the movement after a neighbor offered to give her a whole bunch of potatoes that needed homes. The giveaway was yesterday only, but organizers say they look forward to doing it more in their community. Well, the stay-at-home directive in many cases is still bringing out some of the best in people. That includes Bozeman musicians who want to help bring smiles during this difficult time. One of those musicians, Dane Thompson. Take a listen. Yesterday, the people living in Brookdale Spring Meadows Assisted Living in Bozeman got a treat from outside their window. Thompson, who used to frequent Bozeman stages and diners and restaurants, delivered his guitar and his voice to them. At one point, he even sang to one of the residents while she was in her vehicle.
I just love playing music, and I work in music, obviously, so, just getting a little taste of being normal again, I miss it so much, so I figured if I can't go see music myself, I might as well play music for other people.
Now, Thompson, like others, plans to keep bringing his music to other assisted living homes and front porches in the days to come. Well, we have more ahead on today's Noon News. Many of you working from home are slouching more because homes are not equipped with a proper desk or chair. Up next, details on how to stay comfortable. The time now is 12:08, but first, Rob's in next with that statewide weather forecast.